name today. I've been chosen to say a few words in celebration of my dear brother Donald's life on this graduation day. So I speak on behalf of myself, my sister Doris, our sister Miriam, and all of our families. Don, as you all know, was a dearly beloved brother. Dearly beloved by all who knew him, whether family, friend, church member, or man on the street, or lady on the street. I never knew a more dedicated man, especially to his wife and to his family. He loved and worshipped his Velma, and her every wish was his command. Willingly, happily. Don was my little big brother. He was like a father figure to me. As a very young lad, we lived on the farm, and my dad worked in town most of the week and only got home on weekends. So Don, sort of being 13 years older, filled some of that father role. When I was 22 days old, brother Don had his 13th birthday. And because it was Depression days, there was very little for gifts in those days. So my dad simply bundled me up and handed me to Don. And he said, "Here's your birthday gift. It's yours." I'll tell you, he held that over my head till the last time I was here, a month and a half ago. He never let up on it. And he would say, "You're mine, and you've got to do what I tell you." Well, it was rather difficult. I didn't quite understand it, but when Don gave you that look, you did what Don said. You never had to say anything, just that look. And anyway, I tried to comply. In fact, the last time I saw him a month and a half ago here, he still told people the story. And friends of ours would come up to me and they'd say, "How's your brother Don?" Because he always had to tell them that I was presented to him. And I'm proud of that. We never fought. In fact, I don't think our family fought. But Don and I never fought, but it was all his fault. He just wouldn't fight. He was a genteel, kind, forgiving, and never, ever held grudges. My mom once said of Donnie never did anything wrong. Pretty close to the truth, although he may have done something behind her back. I used to follow him around the farm, and I plagued him with questions. "What are you going to do, Don?" And his usual answer was, "Do, Dad." And that would get me sort of riled. I said, "No." I said, "How's a little boy supposed to learn if he doesn't ask questions?" And he did answer a lot of my questions, and I thank him for it. As a true Nevers, we have what we call Nevers humor, and those of you who know that our humor, I say mine laid out in the rain and get worked. But he loved humor, he loved to tease, and he loved to tell funny stories over and over and over and over again. In the 50s, when he and Velma were leaving for Cuba and I was about to leave home, I don't know if it was when I went to Bible school or when I come back to Ontario to live, we had family devotions, as we always did, in our home. And Don turned to me and he said, "Handy, there's two very important things in life. One is to know the will of God for your life, and the second is to do it. Don't ever forget it." I have used that in talking to so many people in one of my messages. He was the best man at our wedding. and he emphasized the fact that he was the best. Don had an uncanny way of being able to witness for his Lord and Savior, and inquiring about the eternal welfare of those, even those he did not know. Something I've never been able to quite emulate, but he had that way. I believe that there will be many people in heaven because of some of those things that Don has said to them. His lifestyle was simple and uncomplicated. He never sought for power, authority, or dominion. But he was always very content serving in a subordinate, supporting, and I emphasize, supporting role. That was my brother Don. Don never set the world on fire, but I think he kept the world going in a straight way. He plodded steadily onward, and he never lost sight of the goal, his eternal goal, and God's call upon his life. So I say today, farewell, my brother. Until we meet again, and we will meet. And I trust everybody that's here today will be there to witness that meeting. When asked to sing, "It is well with my soul," if I don't be upset with me. On the third and the fourth verse, I'm going to ask, Daniel's going to lead you in on the chorus. I'll sing the first part and you sing the second part. It is well, and you'll do it as well and then sing on. Is that right? Okay? Daniel is going to lead.
My sin, oh